What's happening there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We are going to watch today Brooklyn Nine-Nine Season 5, Episode 8, Return to Skyfire. John, how are you?
I am fired up, G. Pies in the skies. How are you?
I am meatballs raining from the clouds. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to leave a like on this video if you end up enjoying it. That would mean a lot. Also, as always, thank you to everyone who has joined us on our Patreon page, because full-length reaction watch-alongs where you sync up with your own copy, available for our Super Sexy Rejects at our Patreon page. Become a Super Sexy Reject today to check out everything we got to offer that's exclusively there, with reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. Let's see what this episode is all about.
Hey, Jake, guess who just called me?
The Jerky Boys. They're back.
No.
No.
DC Parloff. He's in town for Legend Con, and he has a case for us.
Oh, my God.
Legend Con?
Parlov, didn't you write those Skyfire books? I thought he turned out to be a jerk.
Yeah, but ever since Jake and I saved his life, he's actually been very nice.
Oh, that's right.
Favorite moment in the series?
The summoning of Bella Castro.
Third favorite? When you thought Kalar had been swallowed by the Norlith, but he had just switched armor with Samling the Betrayer in the Battle of Orcas.
Oh, no.
I know you think it's dumb, but Skyfire is actually very smart and dark and adult. On our way there, should we sing the Elvish hunting song?
Sharpen your swords and string your bows, the beasts have gone away. Whoa, look at this place.
I can never get into any of this crap. It's garbage.
I mean, what is it that you do in your free time that's so cool?
Fix up old cars and sell them to celebrities. That's why I'm friends with Tom Hardy.
Diversity and fantasy writing.
Ooh, the line starts here.
Real diverse diversity panel.
I mean, look, people always ask me, where do you get your ideas? And honestly,
Jubal.
I've actually been writing a novel.
Wait, what? You're writing a book?
For fun. Like, I'm not trying to be an author. I don't even know how to go about doing that.
Parlov. You should show it to Parlov. He could probably get it published.
No.
Do it.
You are a great husband, father, detective, painter, dancer, and you're so jacked you have muscles on your back.
Everyone has back muscles, Jake.
My back looks like the inside of a spoon. But the point is, you're great at everything.
Ew.
I'm not showing Parloff my book, okay?
All right.
Here he comes. Now just drop it.
It was fascinating, especially to Terry. He's a writer and he wrote a book. Would you read it?
Dude.
Jake!
What? Terry, you need to believe in yourself. Like when Morzak answered the sorceress's riddle.
She turned him into a tree, Jake.
Yeah, a tree that became the handle of Perminius's axe.
Parlov is so far away already.
Yeah, good call. Let's go after him.
Yes, Sergeant said we're hosting a forensic sciences course?
Talk by Dr. Ronald Yee.
He is a rock star.
The man can tell how long a corpse has been decomposing just by studying the maggots inside. I'd like to see Barbara Streisand do that.
It sounds interesting. Can I sign up?
Yes, you can. We received board certification, which makes us eligible to receive a grant to open a field lab in the precinct. But
But what?
I relate course material to my experiences.
subjective learning, millennials.
I know it's important, so I promise I won't tell any stories. Sometimes they do come in handy. One time, all the boils were in this fungus cavern,
God.
and this massive mushroom comes.
What's happening?
My room, right over here. I need just a moment to clean up. I had a female visitor in earlier today dressed as concubina. She got smears of green body paint all over everything.
Loading his thingy.
Yeah.
I know, Jake.
He pulls, Rosa. He pulls. That's all I'm saying.
I can't believe you told him about my book.
I'm sorry, Terry, but now DC Parlov is going to read what you wrote. How cool is that?
It's pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah.
He's gonna steal it.
Story of a Gorgon warrior.
Awesome.
Who betrays his bloodline.
How could he?
To marry a cloud princess.
He did it for love.
Even though their families are at war.
Oh, no.
Send it over to me, and I'm going to stay up all night reading it.
It's only 150 pages.
I'm going to stay up all the next 3 nights reading it.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for having me at the 9-9. Sorry I'm late. Just had to deal with some family issues. Cousins, right? Okay, before we get technical, let's talk a bit about the history of blood. Does anyone here know any hemophiliacs? Now, they played a vital role in the development of modern forensics. Them and leeches. My cousin Torvald is a hemophiliac, and his wife is a leech farmer. I say wife, but it's a common law marriage. For the longest time, royal wedding ceremonies were not recognized in the state.
Oh,
I
my.
feel like that'd be good.
Person left this note.
We have your book. Pay us $500,000 in the next 24 hours or we leak it online. The first 5 chapters are now up.
They've been downloaded 85,000 times.
Well, we should probably go online and read those chapters in case there's some clues in there.
Landon Lawson.
He writes the Shadowbringer saga. It's garbage.
Well, we have a rather public bet about whose is going to sell better. If this book fails, that's the end of Skyfire.
Let's go take this son of a bitch down.
He's pulling another scam.
Let me guess. You're here about the stolen manuscript?
So you admit you did it.
Someone stole my manuscript, and I know who it was. DC Parlov.
By Zortan's sword.
By Grapthar's hammer.
You really want to steal your book. The Skyfire cycle makes the Shadowbringer saga look like the Beastworm Chronicle.
You know what? My books say something, okay? I was the only one brave enough to tackle elf molestation.
Guys, calm down.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
But we will need you to both generate actual lists of people that might want to hurt you.
24 hours to figure this out, but if we don't, are you willing to pay the ransom?
I'd do anything to get my book back. I mean, you understand. You're a writer.
He called you a writer, Terry. Well, Terry's broken. Write up those lists. We're on the case.
He or she be able to...
Not while the plaster's on, no.
I vote Charles.
I was gonna vote me too. I mean, I know the plaster can dry out your skin, but as a boil, I'm aggressively moist.
Well, you gotta close that mouth, Boyle.
Put some straws in his nose.
We're gonna go confront him and get the laptops back. Maybe we can see if Parlov read my book yet.
I mean, it's been less than a day. Maybe don't get your hopes up.
Don't worry, I don't have any expectations.
Good.
I'm gonna get my phone just in case the publisher calls. I mean, someone.
Jeez.
Oh no.
I couldn't sleep last night, so I started reading Terry's book, and it's terrible.
So what are you gonna do about Parlov?
I don't know.
Don't know what?
How
Do
to
not write on
do
this board.
sex. How much should I be flapping my arms around?
Not much.
Right, well, that settles that. I knew that Amy was wrong.
Okay, now that the plaster's drying, you'll see why we lubricated the subject's face with Vaseline first.
Thought it was blood at first.
What if someone forgot to lubricate before applying the plaster?
It becomes impossible to remove the mask without literally skinning the subject alive. It takes 5 days for the plaster to slough off on its own. It was an unacceptable level of incompetence.
Huh, what a satisfying conclusion to that story.
I'm sorry, Boyle, but Hitchcock and Scully will be here with you. I don't know, Captain. He seems pretty upset.
Hold on.
Oh, God.
Look how happy he is now. Yes, you're welcome, Boyle.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, it's like a horror movie villain. Slasher villain.
You hate them for sleeping with your wife. Well, this is awkward. We should probably just go. Jessica, she's here.
Did you sleep with DC Parlov and Landon Lawson? Why would you do that? You've ruined our marriage.
You know, this seems like a conversation for just you two. So, here comes a child.
Oh, Christ.
Looks like we're back at the Nil Caverns.
Did you just say the Nil Caverns? Why didn't you tell me you read my book, Jay? You hated it.
What? Terry, no, I didn't hate it.
You made me show Parlov. You humiliated me in front of my hero.
Oh, this is bad.
Ouchies.
You guys got $1 million together on 24 hours notice?
Yeah, but to liquidate my Bitcoin.
Would have thought you'd be flush with cash from the Skyfire TV series. Oh, wait, that's right.
How's the Shadowbringer film coming along? Howie Long still playing both twins?
All right.
Howie Long?
If someone grabs it, Rosa, Peralta, and I will converge. We'll be positioned around the room in disguise.
It's not gonna work. I don't own a nerd costume.
You are already wearing one.
You naturally dress like the female bounty hunter in every steampunk novel.
Yep.
Welding goggles.
I have welding goggles in the car.
Shall we to battle?
Mask on. Get mask
Yes.
on. Mask on. Get mask.
They all look like a Rosa.
To solve that problem, we would use fluid dynamic analysis.
All look like her. It's so funny.
It was urgent police business. Bunch of kids are being held hostage, so he had to go deal with that.
Your husband's on the phone. He wants to know how long you're going to kiss for tonight. Your husband didn't really call. I wasn't sure what gay guys talk about on the phone. How'd I do?
Scully, what do you want?
No, he's right. Terry had a tone. Terry had a big-time tone.
Don't worry, I bet he hasn't even read your book yet.
It's been 2 hours. I'm almost at the front of this line. I don't even know who I'm waiting to take a picture with. Bran Stark, pass.
I'd Raven. There we 17th of his name?
Just say Kalar.
Then how will you know which Kalar I'm talking about? It's a very common name in Skyfire. It's like they're John.
I will now be Kalar.
Why are there so many Kalars?
Costume contest just ended. That's why he waited until now to pick up the money.
I lost him. Freeze! NYPD, let me see your hands. Doesn't have the briefcase. I got the wrong Kalar. Take him down.
Wow.
Wrong Kalar.
Can't see anything at all, and it's really scary being touched.
Why would you leave that windowless supply closet we locked you in?
Yeah, I was trying to get to the locker room to steam the mask off in the showers.
You were trying to help us?
Well, I know how important the course was to you.
Not anymore.
By the way, Detective Jeffords, while we were waiting, I had an opportunity to read your manuscript.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Oh, it was great. Truly, fantastic. I mean, it was so fresh, you know. It had a really unique point of view. I sent it on to my publishers. Thank you for allowing me to read it.
He's gonna steal it?
DC Parloff loved my writing. You were wrong.
And being wrong never felt so right. Oh, that sounded cool. Did I just make up a hit song? Being wrong never felt so right with the Addams Family staying up all night. Yeah, I was right. It's a hit.
Call Netflix.
Terry's writing sucks. Parlov is lying to him.
Why?
I don't know. Because Lawson and Parlov stole their own books. Terry is Gomez. I'm Cousin It. You are Wednesday. Let's do this.
Do this shit.
Spent an hour arguing over the name of the dragon in The Hobbit.
Smaug.
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 Smaug. It's Smaug, by the way. Point Lawson. But yes.
Smaug.
Why they think we'll never suspect them of being in cahoots. Oh, but they cahooted, Rosa. They cahooted.
They would have to know he wrote the book beforehand.
I thought you said your friend removed his mask and left.
I forgot to lube up his face.
That is incredibly careless.
I know, and it means we won't receive our certification. Unless my honesty
No, it's off the table.
And I'm okay with that.
My cousin Donna has a genetic disorder where her lips are made of cartilage, meaning her mouth is technically a beak.
No, let him talk. I want to hear it. Boyle, tell us about your cousin's beak.
Well, she runs marathons to raise money for... There are only 2 of them. They're her kids.
Aww.
I think that...
Parloff hated my book. He only said he liked it, so I wouldn't figure out he and Lawson stole their own manuscript. I got a warrant for Parloff's browser history. He searched how to liquidate bitcoins 3 days before the laptops were stolen.
Man, I bet that browser...
Ugh.
Questioned them, and they confessed.
I can't go to prison, okay? I know I seem tough, but I'm not. I went to Bennington.
I'm sorry Parlov didn't like your book.
Nah, it's okay. At least I won't waste any more time trying to be a writer.
No.
Yeah. Waste.
I mean, yeah.
No more.
I look back at my old cases, and I can't believe how long it took me to figure things out.
Yeah, but you worked on it, and you kept working, and now, 12 to 40 years later, I don't have a good sense of your age, you're a great cop.
I should keep writing?
I mean, you might not become a huge famous author, but you'll get better. And if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. Sheryl Crow, she's great, I won't apologize.
And who knows? Claire Esselgorn didn't start writing the first Crimson Portal novel until she was 60.
Yes.
Kept reading it because it's so good.
Rosa,
yes.
You did get hooked, you big nerd.
This heroine is my heroine.
Oh, such a dweebus. I love it.
Speaking of which.
That was a bar.
You want to go read the new Skyfire book?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he's such a bad guy. Do we even like his books anymore?
Sharpen your swords and straighten your bows. The beasts have gone away.
Separate the art from the artist.
That's right.
Even cops do it.
Skip off into a bookend.
Yeah. How's your writing going, John?
It's it's not as prolific as Terry's, I'll tell you that.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's been a long time since I've cranked out 150 pages. But you know, I mean, it's going okay in the short form.
It's good to hear.
I like writing, yeah. Short form things come easily.
I leaked my story. No one cared.
Oh, I cared. I clicked it 100 times just so you feel better. I didn't read it, though.
All right.
I want to save it for the day you drop the book. Anyway, go on with your thoughts on the episode.
That was fun.
'Twas.
Did you have fun?
I did.
Did you cry?
I cried the whole time. I didn't stop crying. We hit play, and it was just, oh. I could have gotten a plaster cast off my head with tears alone.
Mm.
I've never done that, but I've seen it happen in person, and it looks claustrophobic.
I could handle it.
I bet you could.
I was once submerged underground for 12 hours for a $50 dare.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Do tell.
I just told you.
Where were you underground?
At the Hollywood Cemetery.
Really?
Yeah. It was an all-day influencer event.
Sounds really fun. And
I signed a waiver and everything.
Okay. So you're
all
Hollywood
kinds
forever.
of influencers were there.
You and a bunch of influencers were underground for 12 hours for 50
No,
bucks.
or separately.
No,
But the idea was to do a post.
How many underground chambers did they
It was
have?
to promote Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds like it makes sense. What is it? You really feel like what it's like to die and then repeat?
Yeah.
And then live.
And you're living on the edge of tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It was great. And I recommend it for everyone. I think you come out a stronger person in the end.
Do you only recommend it if $50 are involved?
Oh, yeah, no, don't do anything without money incentivizing
Don't do it for
your
free.
life.
Yeah.
So there's that.
How's your writing coming along?
How's that novel coming along, Brian?
Need a little bit of character development. Or we can keep that bit going, but I feel like the internet has heard it.
I haven't read it in a couple weeks. It's been really weighing on me.
Oh.
When your life is really about writing, and then you don't write, every day feels like you're failing and falling behind.
Sure, yeah.
Because there's always something that you should just write.
Write anything.
Yeah, and then it's crap, then you're like, I
should never ever.
I lost it.
I lost the muse. My talent is gone.
Lost it.
Gee, you're a good writer.
It happens, man.
I
It
look
happens.
forward to reading your scripts. Or whatever it is. Usually a script. Been a minute.
My fantasy pornography.
Dude, I bet it would be pretty creative.
Character-driven. Grief is usually the backdrop.
yeah. A horror, grief-infused erotic fantasy.
Too much character.
Yeah.
Building to the finale crescendo of it.
Real heavy core wounds. Character backstory.
There's a version out there.
There's a message board for that.
So let's talk about the episode itself.
I like that.
It was good. It's fun. I like learning that Peralta is actually a full-blown dweeb this time. Because first they were like, oh, I read the book, Skyfire book. That makes sense. But now he knows like all about Game of Thrones now.
Yeah, he seems like.
Where'd this come from?
When
Still an idiot in every other episode. What happened here?
How did he become a savant just for reading fantasy novels and also Cujo?
Yeah.
Because, they start, and he seems clearly familiar with all the other sagas as well in universe.
Those are difficult books to read.
Sure, they're dense and.
Is Gina gone?
I was just wondering that.
It just hit me right now.
We haven't seen her since the first episode, or
They haven't
have we
even
seen her at all
acknowledged
this
her.
season? Yeah, I mean,
is she in the opening credits?
Yeah,
she is.
I
For
think-
sure.
I'm pretty sure. I think I clocked her this episode. I don't think they've removed her. Maybe she's just on maternity leave. I mean, that seems like the most likely thing, but yeah,
Maternity leave, the biggest scam every woman's ever pulled.
So you can sit at home and do nothing with your baby.
Yeah, she is in the opening credits.
But yeah, it struck me. I was like, we haven't done anything with Gina in a long time. I think it might have been like the end of the last episode. It sort of floated through my mind. I was like, oh, wait, that's right. Because there would be, it hit me that like so many of these episodes would have had a Gina subplot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this episode, I feel like it stands out because like she would be berating them for even being interested.
But I haven't missed her.
No, it hasn't. I mean, yeah, it took me.
What does that say?
Took episodes to realize. I mean, Gina is a character I think that works in doses and isn't, made to be like the lead character. So I think you can sort of remove that element and not suffer too much because you can give some of those things to Rosa.
I feel like the energy's been moving along better now, and the rhythm and stuff.
Sure, it's a little less toxic and negative in the workplace. You know what I mean?
I mean, just
or the pace,
comedy, or the pace.
Sure. Ooh, did you guys know? I mean, like, do you guys miss Gina if you've made it to this point in the video, or did you have that same realization? Oh shit, there's no Gina. I feel like seeing in the opening credits. I'm like, yeah, Gina was here this episode. She did her
Still
thing.
gets paid.
Yeah, yeah.
And maternity leave, biggest scam.
Yeah.
Scam.
Can't wait till AI replaces mothers.
Once I found out my mom took a maternity leave, I've never visited her ever again.
I will take no leave on your account.
Shame to be born from your womb.
You should have had me in one of those baby things at work.
At the cubicle.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. That whole thing with the writer, that's kind of predictable.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean for those guest stars, fun, but also like you maybe want a little bit more craziness from
Especially
them.
the other guy.
Yeah, Rob Hubel.
Yeah,
like he's
like a full-blown comedian.
Yeah, totally. And he often shows up to play, I don't know, big or despicable. He often plays like unlikable
assholes.
Yeah, assholes. Yeah, pretty much unlikable douchebags.
Yeah,
and certainly riding that line here. But yeah, it felt like, oh, cool. He's gonna have moments to shine. But he's there. He's it's fun. They're funny, but it's not like, oh yeah, big memorable part of the episode.
Yeah.
I feel like the most memorable aspect is them getting into costume and Rosa unlocking her inner nerd, you know.
It's not easy when you tell a friend that you don't like the writing.
No.
That's why I've lied to John for years.
Sure. That's why I keep doing it. Your deceits keep me going, G. String me along. It's hard.
But I mean, no, you find what's good. You look at what they're going for, and then you give like guideline advice. I think you don't want to like just change it and say, "Here's how I would write it."
Yeah. Yeah. Here's what worked. Here's what didn't work as much.
Yeah. I've never been the brutally honest feedback guy.
It sucks.
There are people that do that. I don't know how to be that way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like that's constructive.
No, it's only constructive, I think, in the grander scheme of like, well, you're gonna have to be equipped to handle that too. But I don't think it helps like the actual qualitative act of your writing getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more for the hustler. It's more for the part of you who's got to shop that shit and be not unafraid to show it.
And I guess Rosa does dress like that. I mean, they clearly modeled that author after how Rosa, the front cover of that after Rosa.
Yeah.
I think that was her. That was probably posing.
Yeah.
But the story with Boyle, accepting Boyle for who he is, had nothing to do with it. It's the weirdest B story because it has nothing to do with, like, thematically at all.
Yeah.
With other than storytelling, I suppose.
And I guess you could draw the vaguest connection between costuming and having a plaster cast made on your head.
Yeah.
Spending a lot of time encased in some other thing.
What became of the guy, though, who did take the briefcase? Does something become of that individual?
I don't think so.
Because they probably just paid that guy, right?
Well, if they
pick up-
orchestrate,
they
they probably
paid-
they probably gave him a little bit.
They don't need to arrest that guy.
No, because he's just part of their. I mean,
All he has to do is pick up a briefcase.
I suppose so. That's an interesting legal question because technically, even if that guy was contacted by these two authors to aid in their scheme, he's technically complicit. Is
But
an
maybe
accessory.
he didn't even know what was in it.
That's true. That's true. We should have a B plot of them unpacking this with the guy. Like, I didn't know, man. They said they'd kill my family if I didn't pick up this briefcase. And then it's like, oh yeah, you're free to go.
That's heavy, John.
But hey, man, these writers are they get despicable,
Yeah.
They're so rich, They got to find their kicks other ways. They've
Now
exhausted.
they have all these AIs where they can write the books for them.
I know. You can just plug every other book in the franchise into the AI and then have it come up with.
Now write first chapter of my next one.
Oh, dude! And then after they're dead, they can continue. They can use the AI to continue
That's
cranking
true.
out books, just like they're doing with music right now. New, who is it? Timbaland or somebody owns some kind of AI thing that gives him, or may give him, if they approve it, the right to just make Notorious B.I.G. songs or something like that.
Cool.
That sounds.
I can't wait to listen
like
to that.
a good idea. I think there's a lot of nuance to the debate around AI, but that's a thing where I'm like, I'll pass on that. No, thank you. Please don't.
Who wants that?
Yeah, and how would that be special? Like, because they're treating it like it's a collaboration, and I'm like, how is this special? You're cheating. They're dead.
Yeah.
Like, leave it be. Because no one's gonna be like, "Oh, the real Biggie penned these lyrics."
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know who that's for. That's weird.
Yeah, it's ghoulish, man. It's icky.
Because like the whole point would be to ride the nostalgia of the super fans who still listen to Biggie. Unless people are like, this new song from Biggie, which sounds like a song from decades ago, is great. Yeah.
His uncovered gem
Yeah.
from the early 90s.
All right, guys. Well, do you write? Have you ever been heavily criticized for the way you write? Terry took it like a champ in the end.
He did.
He really did. He knew how to realize that. And it was your first go at it.
Yeah, you got to keep on pounding and folding the sword.
Although I do know someone who's working on their first book, and they've already got a publisher talking the very first book.
What?
And that they already had a publisher meeting, and they're like, yeah, we want to aim to publish this. This is really good. It's the first book they've ever written.
What a confidence booster that must be.
Person's like in their 50s.
I mean, how many years of writing have led up to this point?
None.
Just like, I guess I'll just start writing.
Yeah.
For the first time.
They took a story that happened in his life, and he told it from third person point of view.
Wow.
So to dramatize it a little bit and add some oomph.
Do I know this person?
You might have met them once. And then they... And apparently it turned out great. So,
well,
they're like, no, I've just read a lot, so I just like,
tell him to write a movie about his life next. That was green light
unheard of.
Yeah, that's the dream.
Yeah, one shot, and he just freaking whips that. But I've heard that I've heard them just tell so many stories about their life to me, and I tend to just shut up and listen because they are so engaging. And they know how to like paint a picture, and they are really engaging when they're telling the story. Like they become very animated, and it is very engaging. So I'm like, oh yeah, I could definitely. It's the kind of thing where like you hear their stories, you're like, you should write a book based on your life. So they'd already know how to tell a story interesting. Like if I'm telling a story about my life, I have a harder time just. I get like self-conscious. I don't try to like animate it or sell it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to puff my life up to be more than it is.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want even in like in friend circles. I try to just be like really casual. The way I'm talking about it right now. Yeah, I know, but he knows how to like really sell it with like the characters. Like I was in the moment, and then this happened. Yeah, I know.
This guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
All
All right, guys. So we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for being here.